My name is Xavier Pirota, and I'm an author and an illustrator, and today I'm sharing traditional stories with the children, but we're adapting them for modern audiences. And the children have a say in how the story ends, and so far we're having great fun. There's sort of like, I really love fairy tales, so they're all like magic stories, but the magic isn't necessarily sort of like changing princes into frogs. There's always sort of like a hidden message behind the story. So they're really stories about diversity, and sort of like I've just done a story about a Russian witch called Baba Yaga, but it's really about accepting people for who they are, even horrible witches who live in the middle of the forest in houses made of skulls. There's an element of surprise because they're just like walking into a session without knowing exactly what's going to happen, and it takes them a couple of minutes to settle down when they just realize it's just me and my voice. But once they get into the story, their reactions have been absolutely brilliant. I hope that they will get is like an empowerment that they can make up their own stories, that we make up our own stories, and that everybody has the imagination to make up their own story. And they will probably take away the jokes from it. The jokes are the things that they remember most of all, and the participation. But hopefully it'll sort of like encourage them to write their own stories and make up their own stories and tell stories to each other. For me as a writer, I tend to try out my stories on children before I write them. So for me, it's like a very, very good opportunity to see how my audience are going to react to my stories. But I also like the idea that I'm passing on like a very traditional thing. I mean, let's face it, storytelling is the first art form that we ever had in the world. And I find it absolutely incredible that in such a digital age, children have still got the ability to sit down on a carpet or on a chair, and within a few seconds they're whisked away to another world just by the power of the voice and the language. And that, to me, that I'm sort of like enabling an art form like one of the, to exist, is basically, that's what turns me on.